So I said to Shonda all of the things Jason has said. And I said, are you, like, I'm checking in with her because this is within a year. So I said, do you want me to continue or is this upsetting you? She says, well, it's upsetting, but it's kind of good upsetting. And I said, oh, good, because like there are more things he wants to say and he thinks it's going to upset you even more. So she goes, okay, just give me a second. She comes back with a box of Kleenex. And she says, I got a box of Kleenex and a recorder. She goes, I think I'm going to record this. I said, okay, good idea. So then he says to me, I'm going to shift gears. I raised my kids to be people pleasers. And I said, you did? You as in you alone? And he goes, well, my wife's over here with me. I said, oh, so is that her mother? And some people might think, well, of course, what a stupid question. No.
Go listen to last week's show.
Yeah, there's lots of different family dynamics. And he says, no, it's her mother. And her mother passed before me. So I asked Shonda if that was correct. And she said, yeah. And he says, and by years, like over 2 decades. And I'm like, oh, that's a good validation. So I asked Shonda that. And she said, yeah, that I think it had been like 24 years. And so she lost her mom pretty young. And I'm, you know what? I should clarify. I would put Shonda in her late 30s, early 40s.
That's horribly young.
Yeah. And I said, so what were you like as a dad? And he goes, well, I could be a dick. And he goes, and then I could be really nice and I could be there for them. He says there was so much inconsistency. And I said, okay. I said, what else do you want me to tell her? And he goes, I raised my kids to be people pleasers. And I said, oh, so you're mostly a tyrant who raises your children to people please you. You don't mean everybody else. You mean you. And he goes, nicely said.